Hi and welcome to Healthy Life Hacks. I'm Jefferies, the present day wise woman, a realistic naturopath coming to you from the surfing beaches of Australia. This podcast is for those of you who are wanting to really rock your life and health and live from a place of prevention. Let's get into today's episode. I need a drink. The kids, work, I'm done. I just need a drink. Like, have you ever said it? Like, you just need a glass of wine to relax and let go, or something, a beer. I just need a beer at the end of the day just to chill out and just like, oh, I've had such a big day at work and I just need to chill out. It's common. It's really, 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 really common. And it's totally where I was back in my 20s. Now, I didn't have kids, but I was just wound so tight in my younger days and in my corporate kind of life and in business that, I was an alcoholic at the time, but I didn't realize it. And I know you're probably thinking, Jen, I'm not an alcoholic. I just want to drink after work. It's 5 o'clock, it's beer o'clock or wine o'clock or a gin and tonic or whatever it is your thing is, that you need to separate work life, like your work day, and your home day. And nowadays, because the pandemic's still going on, so many people are working from home. And I've worked from home for like 30 years, but I'm used to it. I have my rituals and all those kind of things, and it all works. But I know a lot of people have struggled with cutting off that work day and their home day. But it can have been going on for a long time, just even with going to the workplace away from home. And just it's all changed now. And some people have gone back to work and some haven't, but that doesn't matter. I digress. What is it? What do we need to be able to break that energy between work energy and home energy? And yes, it's a cultural kind of habit that we'll do it with a beer or a wine or a G&T at 5 o'clock, whatever it is. But is that working for you or is it working against you? If it's at that stage that you need a drink, like, I'm hanging out for a G&T this afternoon, or I'm hanging out for a beer, I'm hanging out for a wine, that's an addictive ritual habit. Now, I gave up drinking in my 20s and I was sober for 26 years. And then I realized I was actually addicted to staying sober. And so I turned my addiction to my work and work ethic and things like that, and created rituals to be able to operate a zillion percent strong in that I don't need a drink. I don't drink it alone at home, any of those kind of things. Yes, I've got a house full of grog for visitors and everything, but I just don't. I manage all that differently in my mind. So I thought I'd talk about that because I still like to clear my day and my work day. And I work from home. I'm in my office, which is one of the bedrooms in my home. And I like to end my day and then go into my evening, whatever it is, and have time, with family or whatever I'm doing. So I wanted to talk a bit about the ritual, the process, and then you can choose whether you want to replace your wine or your beer or your G&T even a few days a week to have more control over your life and health, or whether you choose not to. I'm not attached to any, but I thought I would share this because it's something that I realized I need that ritual as a kind of an end to the day. Nowadays, I actually do it with a cup of tea. I'm a green tea fan, or a herb tea, or a fire cider. So I'm going to talk about the fire cider that I drink because that's really satisfying to me to kind of like end the day with, like it would have been in the past for me to have a beer. I was a beer girl. I wasn't the wine girl, but I was the beer girl. So let's jump into that. So I want to talk about, it's the ritual of actually, and a ritual is just, a repetitive thing that you do over and over and over. So it's the ritual that we actually need, that sitting process, not just what we drink. We think, and yes, the alcohol absolutely helps us to unwind, but the mindset comes first. So if we're thinking we need a wine to relax us or a beer to relax us or something, get that it's the process of sitting and doing something. Well, not even sitting, it can be going for a walk, but doing something to make a clear line between work day and home day. So for me, I love to, I'll sit or I'll walk my garden. So I'm not an exercise in the afternoon kind of chick. I'm an exercise in the morning kind of chick. Some people might want to read a good book, read something that really just like changes your whole mindset from work to play. And I might say here, some people say, yeah, well, I scroll. don't scroll. Okay, so scrolling on social media can actually be more stressful for some people because there's this comparison thing that actually goes on, and it's very real, where people, they'll see other people's lives and their brain, it does a stress. So I really encourage you, don't do it scrolling. Read a book like the old days. Do it that way. Taking a bath. But if it's 5 p.m. or 6 p.m, it might be too early for you to take a bath. But if for you, a bath, I like to end my days with a bath. That's my ritual. Go for a walk. Like I said, I don't walk in the afternoons. I like to do my exercise in the mornings, but I absolutely do a lap of my garden. I walk my garden. I touch the plants. I say get out of my plants. And it's a real thing for me to be able to break my energy. It works really well. Some people do exercising or meditating, stress, anything like that to de-stress. I also like just to sit with a bit of a view, and I'll drink a cup of tea. I love the process of drinking tea, or the ritual of drinking tea. I fell in love with that. I've been traveling into Asia heavily for the last 20 years and have just the art of sitting and enjoying tea is divine. And I really love just kind of bringing that into my life as a ritual from doing it so often over in Asia. The other thing that I'll do in the same kind of just sit and be with it is fire cider. Now, it's non-alcoholic. It's really, really good for your gut. And I want to talk about that today. With that process, if you're going to have something that's non-alcoholic, I encourage you to have it in a nice glass, because there's nothing worse. And I remember when I gave up drinking, for 26 years, I made it a process. If I was out somewhere and I just had a water or a soda water or something like that, I always make sure that I asked for it in a nice glass, because again, it's that ritual, that physicality of actually holding the glass. And that was part of the habit I needed to break. So I needed to have something to replace it, but in a positive way. So what's fire cider? Fire cider is a combination of spices in apple cider vinegar. So I use a combination of garlic and chili and onions and cayenne pepper in apple cider vinegar. And you can add honey or without honey. You might be saying to yourself, what, Jen, that's so spicy. It is, but you only put a dash in soda water. And the reason that combination of spices are together are, one, well, it's in an apple cider vinegar base. Now, apple cider vinegar is excellent for digestion. It lowers blood sugar levels, helps with all that insulin sensitivity. So really good if you've got anything like pre-diabetic or sugar issues happening, really good for you. It helps to satiate, to help your body go, oh, I'm okay, I don't need to go and eat and stuff. So you'll find if you're having a beer or a wine, you might nibble on chips or something as well. If you're having a fire cider, you're not going to do that as much. You won't. Apple cider vinegar is also excellent for managing cholesterol and lowering blood pressure. So it's an overall heart health kind of tonic. It is. It's just a really good old-fashioned tonic. Now, adding in things like ginger. Ginger is great for digestion. It's great for anything to do with digestive system, but it's also excellent for circulation. Love it. And it's also an anti-inflammatory in your body. Garlic, that is and I've talked about it in past episodes. It really is the most loaded anti-everything on the planet. Antimicrobial, antibacterial. It is just a natural antibiotic in a food. It's so good for you. Onion, right up there with garlic. And so excellent again for immune system and everything. Cayenne pepper, the cayenne chilies, I grow them in my yard. So I create all my own cayenne pepper. So good for circulation, so good for cardiovascular system, heart health in general. Now, you can also add things like horseradish to it, but I don't add horseradish. Horseradish is what's used to make, in Japanese food, wasabi. I don't use horseradish because I have a reaction to it. So, but you could add that. And then you add the honey to taste. So I'm going to put the recipe in the show notes for this. And what you do is you basically chop up all the bits, chuck them in a jar, an open neck jar, lid on apple cider vinegar, store it for a month, let it sit, and that vinegar takes up all those spices. In a month's time, you drain it out, and then you add just a dash, and I swear a dash, and the flavor is just like breathtaking. In a good way, breathtaking, by the way. It really is. And it's taste satisfying, it's uplifting, it's energizing. And at the same time, it's so good for all your body systems. It helps you keep you kind of like up, but relaxed at the same time. It's just so good. So you might want to check it out. It may be for you. It may not be for you. I know for me, it's part of the ritual that I use to break my day. Now, of course, I'm going to talk about coming from a place of prevention because I do that pretty much in every episode. So the other thing is, don't wait to get wound up to the state that you need to have a drink to unwind. So we want to be able to come from a place of prevention. And in previous episodes, in fact, episode 7, if you go back and check that out, I won't recap it all here, but if you go back there, I talk all about adaptogens, all your B vitamin foods and magnesium-rich foods that you need to help you from stopping to getting wound up in the first place. Go back and listen to episode 7. I promise it's worth it. And then, of course, in the aromatherapy world, because I am an aromatherapist, I have 2 blends that I've designed that help keep me sane and help me to, again, switch off between work day and home day. One of the blends, Chill Out Blend, we actually ran it in a study with some corporates in Sydney, maybe about 15 years ago. And in it, we found that it helped people leave work at work. It increased their ability to leave work at work by 61%. That's huge. It's a combination of sweet orange, lime, and ylang ylang. And it was really beneficial for people, those, the stressed out workaholic kind of people. Also, my Sanity Saver blend, which has all the adrenal oils in it. So things like vetiver and geranium, Australian sandalwood, patchouli, ylang ylang. It's a blend that helps you to ground out, let your mind just go, oh, I'm good, so that you can cut that. It's also just my kind of constitutional blend that I use to keep me grounded and centered every day, so that I don't go getting as wound up as I could. Do I still get wound up sometimes? Yeah, absolutely. But the difference is I can bounce back faster. So healthy life hacks to leave you with today. One is be prepared. Come from that place of prevention. Don't wait to get wound up. Whether you bring more magnesium-rich foods or vitamin B-rich foods in your diet, bring in some adaptogens, bring in some essential oils at work so that you're not getting as wound up in the first place. The other thing is, in your mind, say to yourself, when I come home from work this afternoon, I'm going to really enjoy having a fire cider. I'm going to really enjoy having, a tea, whatever it is. Even if you did it a few days a week, just give your body a break. I promise for the what is it? I don't know, mindset's the wrong word. But anyway, the emotional benefits of having control over something like that. You can totally choose to have a drink, please. Well, I'm all good with that. I have a drink sometimes. There's a big difference between choosing and needing. That's the difference. Healthy life hack number 2 is to know why. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to take control back of your health? Why do you want to do that? Once you anchor on that, it's easier to go, plan the night before. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm really looking forward to just sitting with the kids or by myself, my partner, whatever it is, just sitting and just ending the day and, with a fire cider, and know why you want to do that, because you want control of your health, you want control of your life, and you want to be able to break that day's energy, but in a way that it works for you instead of against you. Healthy life hack number 3 is to live into that ritual. Bring it in even 1 day a week or 3 days a week or something. Just bring it in a way that works for you. Mine, green tea, herb tea, fire cider are the most common ways to do it. Do I still have a beer some days? Yeah, absolutely. But it's not a need, it's a choice. Hope that helps you today. Head over to the show notes at healthylifehacks.com.au to be able to get the recipe for the fire cider. All the details will be there. Super easy to make and really worth checking it out. And in the next episode, make sure you tune in, where I'm going to be talking about redefining the crone and why this is so important to me. I want all of us, particularly the women, to stand in their power as they age and to be the present day wise woman, the new age wise woman. We are. This should be the most cool, exciting times of our lives. If you're post 50, woohoo, you want to listen to this. If you're not 50 yet, you want to listen to this so that you can grow into this same kind of vibe. Because I promise, as we age, it just gets better and better and better. And it's time for us as women to redefine the crone. And then I want to thank you for being here today. If you enjoyed my podcast, please let me know by leaving a review on Apple Podcast. Every month, I draw one lucky person who leaves a review on Apple Podcast to have a free 1-hour consultation with me. Be sure to subscribe to the show wherever you're tuning in from so that you always catch the next episode. And if you would like to receive a free copy of my Feed Your Body ebook, simply click the link in the comments below. Join my newsletter and we will get that free ebook sent to you. I welcome your emails and you can write to me at podcast@healthylifehacks.com.au. Until next time, remember, when it comes to life, live it, love it, and get on with it.